once again, I'm sitting there on the couch watching this game as they take a 28-point lead. Emotionless. Non-reactive to what is even going on. Unimpressed by what I'm seeing. They're pushing the pace. They're shooting the lights out of the ball, tearing it up from downtown, 50% from three, clicking on all cylinders. Not impressed 1 minute. Why? Because you knew that doom and gloom was on the way. You knew it. Anybody watching this team this season, you knew what to expect. The classic New York Knicks meltdown. They blew double-digit lead against the Thunder. Lost to a young Thunder team. Blew a 23-point lead against the Blazers G League team. No Dame. Had a 20-something point lead against the Lakers. Had a good double-digit lead against the Jazz. Meltdown, 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 meltdown. Absolute collapse. And this time to the crosstown rivals, the New Jersey Nets. Trek over from the swamp. No Harden, no Kyrie, no Ben Simmons, no Jason Kidd, no Kenyon Martin, whoever they got on that team. And we get embarrassed. 28-point lead, eviscerated in the third quarter. 18-point lead, eviscerated in the fourth quarter. Cam Thomas, a walking bucket, embarrassed the Knicks, especially with that last three-point dagger. That one was from Soho. He hit that one from way downtown. We need a point guard to rally the troops. What did Jeff Van Gundy say in the telecast as the Nets are making their run in the fourth? This is a time when the Knicks need a point guard. It's the same story every night. It's the same story every night. And now it's to the point where it's coaching. It's players not executing and not being good, period. And thirdly, now it's mental. You look around, look at the body language team-wide. These guys, they lost their soul out there once again. Had their hearts snatched. So now it's mental. Absolute disaster.
Part of me thought, it would be crazy if we blow this lead. And I also wonder when they were coming back in the third, if I thought to myself, I wonder how many fans want this to happen. Because as I'm watching the third and you see this head coach and you see the lead get cut little by little, little by little, and no adjustments, no substitutions. I thought to myself, you know what? I wouldn't even be mad if this happens. Because we see a coach that continuously does the same thing and expects a different result. You guys don't have to say it, CP, you don't have to say it, CK, you don't have to say it, but I'll say it. I don't want this head coach coaching this team next season. I know that the political answer and the answer that everyone wants to say is, well, if he doesn't coach well his third season, then I'll move on. Why? I ask why. Why do we have to go into a third season? Why do we have to delay something? The decision to play Alec Burks over Emmanuel Quickley was horrific. Let me use one example and I'll end my thoughts. Cam Thomas started the game 5 points, 2 of 11. I ask you, if IQ started the game 5 points, 2 of 11, you think he gets the opportunities that Cam Thomas got in the second half of the game? Cam Thomas rewarded now, albeit a team that's injured, so you do need some of those players. But he still rewarded the head coach's decision to stick with him. Because since then, he went 7 of 10 from the field. And so when I talk about style, those are the examples that I talk about. A head coach that a young player on this team makes mistakes, they don't get a secondary opportunity. They don't get the same leash that some of the other players that he plays, Alec Burks, they get.
Because at this point, I'm throwing it all out the window. I'm done. We are going to be saying the same thing over and over and over again. But if the coach is going to keep doing what he wants to do over and over and over again, then one of us got to give. So I'm going to give. At this point, I'm just sitting here enjoying the Knicks right now put on one of the most amazing tank jobs I've ever seen. Like at this point, they're making it. They're just trying to make it like, because we've seen, you know, the Knicks be bad in the past, blowouts night in, night out. We've seen the Knicks start a season good, but then fall apart. Nah, this Knicks team this year, when we were thinking that playoffs and 4th seed and 3rd seed, and we was going to be in the run for this, that, and 3rd, and Tibbs and the Knicks said, nah, hold on. Y'all better start looking at who's in the draft, because we're going to do something a little different. They put a huge U-turn. All I'm saying is what else can we say now today, February 16th, that we did not say February 14th, that we did not say February 11th? Like, what are we going to say differently now? Because if we've seen what this team is, we've seen what this team could be, but we're also seeing what this team is going to continue to be from now to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed the lead in the first half, and the halftime show came on, and I was like, well, that was fun, and now we're setting downhill.
Yeah.
Right off the look, again, it just comes down to Tibbs. Julius Randle's 1 for 7 in the 3rd quarter, and you take him out, what was it, 3 quarters through? You let him go 3 quarters of the 3rd quarter through, and you don't take him out after missing 6 shots.
Yeah.
IQ, Grimes, Obi, all the young guys, they take what? They take like 1 or 2 shots, one misses, and they're immediately subbed out. You're not going to hold the same accountability for them, especially when you have a lead. What's great, if you look at NBA.com, the lead tracker, my favorite part about this graph is once the starters start losing in the 3rd and you sub in the young guys, we start going uphill again. And then the starters come back in and we start going downhill again. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why are we playing these vets when we're obviously losing? We had the whole Nets freaking role players coming in doing their thing, and you're not going to make any adjustments. You're not going to call any timeout. Yeah. But in the 4th quarter, when the bench starts to mess up and the Nets start digging to lead, then you want to call a timeout. How's that make sense? How you going to do that?
But Leon Rose, yo, you riding Steve Mills' coat, man. You doing nothing. All you doing is riding what Steve Mills do. You ain't get us Julius Randle. You ain't free up that cap space. You ain't done nothing, man. You ain't bring no players here but Kimball. You ain't bring no players here but Evan. You ain't make no trades at the deadline. It blew by you. So what have you done, Leon Rose, to stand out for this roster? You ain't done nothing. Shout out to Steve Mills. At least he cleaned everything up and made a way for you. You were supposed to walk right in and do what you were supposed to do. All that you're agent, all that your relationship, all the people you know. You don't know nobody. Ain't nobody come sit down and talk to you. You ain't even send the plane for nobody. You ain't nobody. I ain't hear no breaking news nowhere talking about DeRozan in the building or Larry in the building. Nobody was in the building. You want to hold on to them picks? We not the Boston Celtics, man. We the New York Knicks. What you holding on to them picks for? You didn't want to give up a pick to go get Lonzo. Sometimes you got to give up some extra to get what you want. And what happened? Lonzo went over there to the Chicago Bulls, even though he got hurt. But that don't mean he would have got hurt playing with the Knicks. You didn't want to give up no extra picks, you know what I'm saying, to bring that man, knowing we needed a point guard. And the cap was freed up for you. Everything, man. You ain't have to give Julius no extended contract right now. You could have let him wait another year and loaded up this roster like you were supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? And did give Tim something to look at, you know what I'm saying? But you did none of that right there. So I got to smash you for everything you're doing over there in that office. I want you up out that office. I don't even want you around. I don't even want to see no more nothing of you on Twitter. You sleeping in nothing. Jada said it best. You know, sometimes they deserve it when you see them die with their eyes open. Your eyes look like it was open in that Twitter account, you know what I'm saying, that I seen circulating around the Twitter. I want you up out of here, man, and go get World Wide West, all that, get up out of there. And if I had the choice to do what I do, come end of the season, I'd be throwing a whole bag of Eric Spoelstra, the young Pat Riley, and bring him into office. We need some people that know what they're doing with some X's and O's and know how to handle business. I don't want to hear nothing about no more friendship. That's my man. I'm putting him on. None of that. My man ain't do nothing to get me locked up. So I see what's happening right now with the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? You know, brought this man over here to run the team, and Tom ain't doing nothing getting you locked up. And I'm sick and tired of every year. This is what we got to deal with. We work so hard to get to a reaching point, and you shut us all the way back down, man. And I ain't going to just blame everything on Tom. And I ain't going to blame everything on Julius. None of that. Because Julius is not a thinker. You're supposed to bring somebody here to know how to think and utilize the court and just let him play. But y'all try to make him into a thinker. And because he's not a thinker, you know what I'm saying, y'all trying to make him look bad. Get yourself up out of New York City, man. I'm heated, man. I'm getting ready to get off the phone because I ain't never cursed on this show. And I'm right now on 1,000 somewhere. And I'm just going to shut it down for real. But I want Leon Rose up out of the Garden, up out of there, period, ASAP.